Welcome to the Cooking Corner. Today, Heather Berryhill shows us how to make a dish perfect for Mother's Day.
Hi, Heather Berryhill here. Welcome back to my home kitchen. Okay, Mother's Day is right around the corner. I have the perfect brunch idea for you. It's a caramelized onion and tomato quiche. It's delicious. You're gonna love this one, so let's get in the kitchen and get cooking. I've got some frozen pie crust here that I've just let thaw out. I also have a beautiful pie plate. I'm gonna take one of these out, put it in my pie plate, and then par bake it before I start making the quiche. I'm just gonna poke a few holes in the bottom of my thawed out pie crust. When I par bake, I'm gonna put some parchment paper down, fill this up with some dry rice. You could put beans in there too to keep it from puffing up. It's time to par bake that pie crust, going into a 375-degree oven for about 10 minutes. I have a sweet onion here on my mandolin, and I'm just gonna slice some really nice thin slices. I'm gonna take a little bit of butter and put it in the bottom of my skillet. I'm dumping all of those sliced onions into my skillet with the butter. A little pinch of salt, adding in some fresh cracked black pepper. So the idea is for these onions to caramelize. It's gonna take a little while, probably 25 or 30 minutes, but just keep stirring them. You want that rich golden caramel color. I've got 1 clove of garlic here. I'm just gonna mince it really well. I've got some fresh thyme here. I'm just gonna take the leaves right off of that stem. I'm giving that thyme a really good chop. So at the last minute of cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and put that garlic and that fresh thyme down. I mean, is there anything better than butter, onions, garlic, and thyme? Yum. I've got some gorgeous tomatoes on the vine here. I'm just gonna take a couple and slice these about 1/4 inch thick. Slicing these pretty thick because we're gonna roast them in the oven first, and you don't want them to just kind of wither away. So pretty good slices. Putting all of those tomatoes down on some parchment paper. Then I'm gonna salt them and a little cracked pepper and roast them in the oven with some olive oil. I'm using my all-time favorite for this quiche, a Gruyère cheese. This is one of my favorite kitchen gadgets. It makes grating your cheese so easy. I cracked in 4 eggs, and now I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients. I'm adding in about 1 1/4 cups of heavy cream. I've got a whole piece of nutmeg here. I'm just gonna zest it into my eggs and cream. Adding in about 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, a little pinch of salt, a few cranks of fresh cracked black pepper. I'm gonna add in 1/2 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, giving all of that a whisk. I'm adding those caramelized onions down into the bottom of the pie crust so that each piece of quiche gets a little taste of onion. I'm sprinkling in a little bit of that Gruyère cheese right over the top of those caramelized onions. My roasted tomatoes are done and looking perfect. I'm going to set those out and let them cool. I'm going to snip off a little bit of fresh basil to put in my quiche. I rinsed my basil. I'm going to give it a rough chop. Adding in some of that fresh basil. I don't want the basil to overpower the quiche, so just a little bit will do. It's time to add all of the egg mixture on top of the cheese, the onions, the garlic, the thyme, and the basil. I'm adding all of those gorgeous roasted tomatoes to the top of my quiche. Last, I'm just putting a little bit of extra Gruyère cheese right on top before going in the oven. Into a 375-degree oven for about 40 to 45 minutes. Okay, our quiche is done. Let's take it out of the oven. I've let this cool for a little bit so that it's all set, and I'm ready to plate this. I'm gonna serve it with a little side salad and maybe a mimosa to make Mother's Day brunch perfect. So there you have it, a caramelized onion and tomato quiche to help you celebrate all the women in your life. For more recipes like this, go to the resource.com website or follow me on Instagram at justmeheatherb.
Looks delicious. Thank you, Heather. You can check out many more recipes just like this one. Just go to our website. That's newson6.com/recipes.